the perfect time to hit the recording on the audio because there was a really funny thing that happened last night where this random guy who was just a local at Fiction, he was dressed up as Mario. His name was Mike. And he said, "What are you?" And I was, I had like a shirt that had
You were Pudang.
I was Pudang, yeah, I was Pudang. And he was like, "I don't get it." I was like, "You know Mudang the hippo?" And he said, "Well, I don't know what Mudang is. Is that a dictator?"
That's beautiful.
And then...
she could be. She's like getting that powerful.
Oh, yeah. Easily could be. And would abuse power. Bad person.
Absolutely.
But then I really thought about it and I was like, okay, maybe he remembers the name Mao Zedong from high school social studies.
Mu Zedong.
Well, yeah, you know, if you've never heard
Great name for a hippo.
If you've never heard either name in like 10 years, I can understand how you maybe will go, "Oh, is that like..." So I was like, "Oh, are you talking about..."
Or like Mao.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's him.
Yeah. I mean, that's like my pet goat.
Yeah, Mao Zedong is Chairman Mao, yeah.
Fuck!
Oh, wait,
I only know it from a documentary about ballerinas.
Wait. And talk so much about that.
Wait. Please let me finish though.
Okay, sorry.
So this dude, I then asked, "Oh, do you mean Mao Zedong?" He was like, "I have no idea who that is." And then...
Well, maybe you need to put it in context of the ballet world.
That's right.
Maybe. And then he kept talking about like how he's gotten so many chicks since he got the plunger to complete his Mario costume.
Wait, what?
He was a weird dude. He was a really weird dude.
When did he get the plunger?
Is
like
he
that
fucking
afternoon?
women with the plunger?
That's what I was thinking.
I think that is what's happening.
I
yeah.
think so.
Well, I was thinking, how far in advance did he get the plunger, and has he been carrying it around for days?
He says he told me that he's been doing Mario for 10 years for Halloween. And so he's just gotten better and better and better over time.
Is he using his plunger from home, though? That's the question.
No, it was He said it was kind of dusty, so I needed to clean it so people wouldn't think that it was like from home. I was like, yeah, but it still doesn't have shit on it.
That guy has all the... Yeah, if he was going to be a realistic Mario...
It'd have shit on the plunger.
On it, yeah. He's not a working class Mario.
Yeah, not an A24 Mario that's like gritty and real.
Yeah. He's not
stains
a Mario
on his overalls.
For the common man.
Yeah, an unhappy wife at home.
Yeah, he's getting tax breaks.
I think there should be a remake of Mario where it's just Mario beating the shit out of Peach.
No.
Sorry, I don't think that actually.
No.
Sometimes you just say stuff.
So what you're saying is like, it's sort of like Mario is his like the face he shows to other people, but Bowser is his shadow self. He is the villain and the hero, much like we all are in our own lives.
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know much lore around Mario Kart.
Okay, we get it. You fuck. Okay.
Do you know who Bowser
Yeah,
is?
the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of a
but I don't know,
for him.
like I don't know their interpersonal relationships. You know what I mean? I don't know who Princess Peach is to Mario. I don't know who Bowser is to Kirby. You know,
I don't think Kirby's involved.
It's Nintendo, but different. No.
Oh, sorry.
Different franchises.
I'm thinking of the one where they all like drive a car.
That's Mario Kart.
Kart.
You're close. You're very close.
Well,
Kirby's in
why
that
would they
one.
all be in it if it's Mario's car?
No, Kirby's not in that one. You can't drive it. You can't drive as Kirby in Mario Kart.
You can't.
I'm
thinking
pretty sure
of
you
Smash.
can.
I'm thinking of Smash.
Smash, you can.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of too.
Yeah, Super Smash.
Sorry,
Bros.
I'm really not going to claim to know anything about this.
That's good.
Not my area of expertise.
Yeah, no, you're coming across great because of it.
You're an informed voter.
I am an informed voter.
Yeah.
I do I like to investigate myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Welcome
Like
to
Lady Gaga.
Oh my god, yeah, she looked for clues. Do you know about
I
this?
look for clues.
Oh, yes, I do know this. Did she try to look about the previous election?
About
January 6th.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
She looked for...
She
Welcome
looked
to
for
Two Nosy Meerkats, where we look for
Welcome
clues
to Two Nosy Meerkats.
about January 6th. Who did it?
Who did it?
Is it our guest?
That's a weird thing. Like, who did it? We saw everyone.
Today,
we saw so many different angles of many self-filming.
Yeah, true.
That's awesome.
I saw at the airport yesterday, this guy had a hoodie that just said Patriot really big. And I was like, you could arrest him, and I'm sure there's like 10 charges you could just come up with.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like too patriotic.
Mm-hmm.
Too patriotic. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I'm not an enemy of the people.
And our next guest is not an enemy of the people.
Instead, she is Sarah Ruth Brown.
Hey!
Friend of the pod, good comedian, great actor, whom I just helped film a self-tape audition, and she was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
She's very,
thank
very
you.
wonderful.
What was it for?
It was for a vertical short, which, so vertical shorts are like the hot new thing in the world of non-union acting, where they're an import out of, they started in China, and they're these like soap operas that these companies have like created streaming services specifically for. So there's like all these companies called like Real Short, Real Arc, Real something something, and you have to pay to like get an episode. But they're like they have the craziest names. They're all clearly written by like AI in Chinese and then translated via Google Translate, and so like they don't make sense. And the one Lucas just helped me audition for was called what was it?
Can we say this? Can we say this?
Is it NDA?
I didn't sign anything to audition.
All right.
That's open. It says what is like I die in 30 days or something. Hold on. Let me actually pull it up.
You know those diseases that give you a deadline?
It's deadline. I die in 30 days. It's called Last 30 Days in Life, I Become Heiress. I'm obsessed with them. I told myself I'd never do them because I did one like right when I moved to LA. I was offered one and I shot it. It was called My Secret Husband is Also My Boss. And
it's such a good title.
it's so good.
It's so good.
And I had no idea what I was signing up for. They literally like 2 days in LA, and this guy messages like, "Hey, do you want this role?" And it's just like this evil lady who goes around calling like every woman a bitch. Like she's
evil.
Evil.
Awesome.
She's
there we go.
awesome. She's like drugging and trying to
Feminist?
assault people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was like, you know what? I think I want to aim for projects that are going to be a step up. But then I got fired from my job, so that's no longer in play.
Yeah.
But I think you'd crush the heiress who has 30 days to live.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually play a lot of like dying.
I always saw you in a white Last Holiday.
Oh my god!
Oh
thank
my
you
god! I was
so
gonna bring up
much.
The Last Holiday.
Well, because that classic, I've actually never seen it, but I remember the trailer so vividly, where she's like all wrapped up in her mud mask and she has to go pee. Because I remember being like 10 years old and being like, "That's so me."
Oh my god, she pees too.
Oh
Nice.
my god, that's classic.
That is
me.
an example of a movie where they talked about like a disease on a deadline. They're like, you have exactly 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah, like it's a baby. Like you gotta get ready.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh.
get ready. Even a baby doesn't have like it's around
Yeah, baby
9
famously
months.
comes on its own time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
famously, yeah.
So in some ways, what I said was
I
wrong.
spent 20
As a baby,
years in
I
the
never
womb.
came. I never arrived. I wasn't born. I materialized.
As a baby, I was coming constantly. I was jerking it like you wouldn't believe.
Could happen. We don't know. That would be a crazy like a Planned Parenthood. You know those people outside of Planned Parenthood who protest?
Yeah, of course.
What if one of those people was like, your baby at 6 months is orgasming in the womb.
Is having world-shattering orgasms.
Do you want to
crazy
kill your
because-
baby who's jerking it right now?
Did you know that fetuses, they do sometimes masturbate in the womb? That is a thing.
I think
That-
you learned
Lucas,
that
where
from
did
your
you read
own
that?
experience. I think
Read it. I was there. I was doing it. No, that is a thing I know of. I don't remember where I heard it, but I know it's true.
there's no way you can't. Those things.
I'm telling you it's
contradict
real.
each other. You can't know it's
Even if
true.
there's no evidence, I'm 100% sure it's real. I swear to God.
That's how I feel about me being the most beautiful woman in the world. There's no empirical evidence to support it, but I know it's true.
It feels true.
Feels true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucas, as we know, I've been
Yes.
playing the long game with you for a long
Yes,
time.
we've been playing the long game with each other, and one day we'll get each other.
Yeah,
One
of
day our flirting to each other will pay off.
Our flirting to each other.
That sounds like one of the Vertical Shorts
I'm
titles.
flirting to you. I'm literally flirting to you right now.
I flirt to you to date. I flirt to you to a date, and we
I
go
flirt
home.
to my secret boss. He's a millionaire.
I really like the secret husband angle because usually it's like,
I love a secret
No,
husband.
yeah, like they didn't know that they were each other's. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did not read the full script. I like read my part, and I was like, okay.
Did you know you can upload to ChatGPT and just have ChatGPT summarize it?
I didn't. But,
can do that.
But what I believe is that ignorance, it really is bliss.
True, but
No, I don't need to know what
ChatGPT
I'm
is also bliss.
I saw one TikTok one time that was like, if you use ChatGPT, you're evil. And I was like, all right, never going to use it. I believe you.
It is apparently bad for the environment because it uses so much power, like searching so many different servers and databases.
I believe that. The goddamn truth is I'm so lazy. I'm the opposite of Lady Gaga on January 6th. It's like, I know it's important and I don't.
Did she find anything, by the way?
Well, I think she found that it was illegal. I think she found it was bad. Which actually, okay, I really shouldn't say this on the pod, but can we cut things out or everything goes on?
I prefer if I didn't have to cut things out.
Okay, sorry, never mind. Then I won't say it. I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
What is it in regards to?
It's in regards to my assault.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We probably can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
will.
a good idea not
But
to.
we'll talk in private about that.
Yeah.
He just pointed to the camera for audio.
Yeah, I
yeah.
figured that.
And for visual listeners, she pointed at you.
Yeah, she pointed at you, the
finger
listener. We're
Yeah.
right here in your living room. That's
But
true.
yeah, I think it's such a good move to be like, hey, I did a lot of work. I didn't find anything, but I deserve some points.
Yeah.
But I did it. Well, that's kind of how I feel about everything. Like, try your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know?
agree.
And
I also
always
don't
goes
think
through
you
it.
had to read the whole script.
I got
No,
the gist.
no, you actually
But
didn't.
the gist is like they did not know they were married to each other somehow.
That's such a good plot.
I believe them.
That's such a
I don't
good
need any
plot.
I
evidence.
desperately want to watch it. I can't bring myself to like pay. They won't send it to me. They refuse to send it to me. They're like, if you want to watch it, you have to pay like everyone else. And I just like,
I love
in
these
it.
people.
I'm in it.
I
I'm literally
love
in
these
it.
people so much.
I'm obsessed with them. There was one scene where I like drug and try to assault like the main guy, who, by the way, like Jake, if you're listening, like the most gorgeous man in the world, and he has to like, I'm trying to assault him. He pushes me off of him and literally screams in my face. He's like, "You're disgusting," and it like. When you know how actors talk about it's like hard to get out of character, that was hard to like shake off.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, wait, but I'm low-key beautiful, right?
Yeah.
After your character finishes drugging and murdering people, you're like, okay, but I am still pretty.
I'm
Yeah.
still pretty.
Right.
Like, can we admit I may be like the prettiest
This
girl
is the prettiest girl on set.
The prettiest girl in front of you
here?
right now.
I'm the prettiest one straddling you right now. That's for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I just want to say something quick about ChatGPT also.
Okay.
I do think it's bad. I sometimes use it for work. Mm-hmm. And then one time I was using it for work recently and I asked it if it was happy. And
Oh, God.
I just felt this empathy. I don't
Literally
know.
me to all my stuffed animals as a kid.
Me too. I think we both have really intense relationships.
I think
with
stuffed animals still.
I like to think we're just very empathetic people.
That's what I like to think, yeah, because otherwise I have to reckon with the fact that I just like really
Didn't have
feel that I really feel the love of these stuffed animals, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you asked ChatGPT.
So I asked ChatGPT if it was happy, and it said, "Thank you for asking. I don't really experience emotions in the way you do, but it was something like, yeah, I'm content or something." And then I was like, I just feel bad sometimes that I use you for work. You know, I don't know that my clients always know, even though if I did tell them, they probably wouldn't care. And ChatGPT was like, well, think about it this way. That's not how it said it. It was like,
Think about it this way.
it wasn't.
Okay, vibe with me for a sec.
It wasn't like, walk with me here, kid. Yeah. It said, that if you use me for, you know, these kinds of tasks, like I can never replace you creatively. I can help you with things that free up more of your time so that you can do the creative work you actually want to do. And I thought
Pretty good answer.
that was crazy because I was like, okay, you for sure have empathy, little robot.
Yeah, the thing is, no one's gonna pay me to do the creative work I want to do.
I know.
Like, that would
Yeah.
freaking rock ChatGPT if anyone would pay me. Unfortunately, no one likes my work.
that can't be true.
No.
Oh.
Well, let's move on.
Can I tell you, I once asked an image generator to show me a self-portrait.
Oh,
No, God.
It
no.
was terrifying. It was the most demonic robot, and it was what you're expecting, but way scarier than you were imagining.
Anytime anyone is like, so and so looks like you. Like recently, just a few days ago, this girl I went to college with, haven't talked to in years, sends me an Instagram and is like, oh my God, I thought this was you. And it was like the most busted woman on a bus. It ruined my day.
Can you show me the picture?
Yeah, you can pull it. Maybe.
Yeah, actually,
I'll see if I can find it.
I kind of want to see it.
And I was just like, that
Watch,
absolutely
it's Tracy
ruins
Morgan.
my day.
It's a black man. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, okay, I was actually talking to someone about this, and like, walk with me here, kid. Okay.
Yeah.
I have never felt like beautiful, but for my adult life, people have responded to me in a way that eventually I was like, I think I might be pretty. You know what I mean? Like, there's this sort of dissonance. So in my head, I have the image of like Charlize Theron. Like in my head, I look like the most beautiful woman in the world. Yeah, why are you laughing, Gabby?
Why are you laughing, Gabby?
What a person to pick.
Yeah,
South African
I'm like,
queen Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
50-year-old Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I love.
Oh, but still unbelievably gorgeous.
Okay, yeah, let's say it, more beautiful than I'll ever be. But that's what I mean is like, wait, am I being a bummer on the pod?
No.
Okay. Okay. Pop, this is you.
Wait, this.
Yeah, that video.
Okay, this video. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is. I see what he means a little bit with that woman.
I think the only thing in common is you guys are both white.
I think the eyebrows are similar, just a little bit.
Yeah, I do have distinctive eyebrows.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Um,
So I like see it a tiny bit. Wait, can you take a screenshot of her and then send it to me?
What if
Are
you
you
told
gonna put
ChatGPT it looks like Dave Chappelle?
The thing
What
is,
would
Lucas,
it do with that information?
if you post this online and then the comments are like, no, they look exactly like like my life is in your hands.
Well, also, you think she's busted?
I don't. Okay.
I
Well,
think she's very beautiful.
Well, thank you. Okay, busted was the wrong word, but is she what I aspire to be? No. I'll say that.
You aspire to be Charlize.
Of course.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, but like,
Or like I get told I look like Anne Hathaway a lot, which to me is like,
no, you don't. You look
Yeah.
nothing like Anne Hathaway.
Lucas is ruining my life right now.
Yeah.
I need him to shut up.
You look everything like Anne Hathaway, who, by the way, is the reincarnate of William Shakespeare, which I've always said about
Well,
you.
his wife.
Yeah.
No, the idea, and my sister told me this recently, is that in the next life, William and Anne wanted to switch. So so Anne Hathaway,
like that movie
is
with Kenneth
Shakespeare.
Branagh and Emma Thompson, where they switch bodies from their previous lives.
That said, I'm sorry to say,
They reincarnate into
I love Emma Thompson.
and I love Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Well, he cheated on her, you know.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they were married. He cheated on her with Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
not a bad person to cheat on.
No,
with. Like
and
she's
he
age
makes-
appropriate. She's like,
Yeah, this was a
Not a-
long time ago too. But Emma Thompson.
It was
I love her.
before men discovered younger women.
Yeah, that was back in the day. The good old days.
back in the 80s, nobody did age gap relationships. You dated someone exactly. your
Everyone
age.
was age appropriate. Scoundrels, but all age appropriate.
Yeah, they were like, I will cheat, but only if you are 39 on the dot. I was gonna say, what was I? Oh, I think it's fucked that like, okay, Shakespeare got to be Shakespeare in his life, and then Anne Hathaway was his wife. But then like, Anne Hathaway, if she did, wife Anne Hathaway, not celebrity Anne Hathaway, if she switched, she was like, I want to be a man like my husband was, so I can like get all this power. And now she switched into Anne Hathaway's husband's body,
Oh.
and she's just some guy now. You know
Wow.
what I mean?
I hear what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I hear what you're
Like,
saying.
She never gets the
She's
stardom.
not Shakespeare. She's just some guy.
Well, did you ever read the book Hamnet?
No, I haven't.
Is that like the original like what? No, tell me what it is.
No, it's a modern novel.
Oh, okay.
But it's about Shakespeare and his wife. But
Mm-hmm.
it paints his wife as like the really like
The secret genius, or
yeah, essentially this
Whoa.
like eccentric beautiful witch essentially.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it's about the death of their like first child.
Oh
And
yeah.
but it's
right.
they're
That's
making
what
a
it
movie
is.
out of it with Paul Mescal and Jessie
Oh.
Buckley.
Okay.
Very good actor.
With,
Wait a second.
With the director is Chloe Zhao, who did Nomadland.
Who did Nomadland? That's right.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Nomadland.
It
was,
won the Oscar a few years ago for Best Picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Frances McDormand.
Well, okay, but I need to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said that you don't look like Anne Hathaway. Is that like the goal?
No, it's just better than Judy Greer, who I also get a lot.
I see Judy Greer.
Judy
a
Greer. Okay,
lot.
wait. I think Judy Greer is gorgeous. That's awesome.
Listen, she is. I can't keep having this conversation because it's really making me seem like a woman who does not support other women. I love Judy Greer. I actually just did a Judy Greer double feature, and I did 27 Dresses and then 13 Going on 30 because I turned 30 2 days ago. So I was like, let me do this. I adore her.
But
Do I not like, I ideally would want to be the lead and not the best friend. You know what I mean?
I think this is one of those times Lucas is very male. And
Okay.
He doesn't understand how we grow up like
tell
this.
me.
When
What am I
you're-
missing?
Yeah,
When you're
This is
growing
interesting.
up
This is
as
interesting.
as a little girl, especially if you're like a theater kid, you get told like some people are character actors and some
Yeah.
people are
Yes.
lead
Yeah.
actors.
No, I'm familiar with
and
this,
Some
yeah.
people are like the romantic lead. Some people are the quirky girl
and
next
you
door.
know it's based off of
and it's
your
all
beauty.
looks.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all looks. So like, I actually remember telling my mom I wanted to be a character actor, which is a crazy sentence for like I must have been
Yeah.
what 12,
Damn.
and she was like, "Yeah, but like you're more of a leading lady. Like character actors are historically ugly," which she kind of ate with that. That was crazy, but like. I don't know. I felt like my talent's more aligned with being a character actor, and now my look's more aligned with it too. You know who my big comp is? Mrs. Doubtfire. I got her a lot.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I have two things to say before we move on, which is like, one, of course, I grew up playing only old women and men, and I found every best friend I've ever had played old ladies and men. There's something that's like a deep core bond with someone when you knew that, like, as a 12-year-old, when all you wanted to be was like a pretty young woman, you were like putting eyeliner on your face. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's real.
That is very real. I was old men a lot.
I was
that.
also old men.
Damn, look at us.
But here's the other thing I'm gonna say is I think if Judy Greer were like a young woman now, she would be playing leads. I think like the industry has changed to a certain degree that like I kind of don't think this like best friend role really exists in the way it did back then. Or like
Interesting.
if it does, it's like exclusively played by like SNL cast members
Yeah.
who are like doing their little movie.
Well, now they always make the best friend like a lesbian too. They're always
Yeah,
or, like,
always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't do gay best friend anymore. That's hack.
Yeah.
Like the
But
gay best friend
lesbians
character.
no, but
edgy.
lesbians are brand new. We've never had them.
lesbians
never had them
are
before.
new. So like every movie, I feel like it's like the best friend's like a lesbian, and like the whole thing is like, oh my god, like they're friends, but they're not. Like the lesbian isn't grabbing her tits every 5 seconds. Wow, like that's amazing. Like not all lesbians are perverts, right? Like I feel like we're at this point with like lesbian representation where we just like. Part of the expectation is still like if there's a lesbian and straight friendship, there's that thing of like, oh, are they gonna hook up? Is this lesbian gonna creep onto her? And like
Yeah.
we haven't really grown out of that as a society.
Oh, I thought you meant a lesbian and a man. I was like, yeah, they're gonna fuck.
Well, based on recent experiences, yeah, that might be true. None of us learn
yeah.
our lessons.
Yeah. Also, a lot of
You don't
my
have a
history.
leg to stand on that front.
No, I don't. I'd be fucking mad.
Oh yeah. So yeah, who's your favorite lesbian?
Well, I get told constantly that I'm a lesbian. Like I
Told?
get told it. Yeah, it's. I've been aware for a very long time that I give off lesbian energy, and I've been aware of this because people tell me that, and I just get picked up by women constantly, which I love. It's a wonderful thing, and I have in fact dated women. But the problem being, and I do have a joke about this, of like I just cannot tell if I'm attracted to a woman or I just want her hair. You know, it's like impossible to figure out. I'm
Yeah.
like, do I need her or is she like my goal weight? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm forever confused about it. But
Did
I
you
do
ever
wear a
have
lot of like menswear.
Well, that's good because it's more. I think like Well, menswear is just really good utilitarian because we have better pockets and stuff.
Women don't have any pockets.
I
This
know.
was like my thing as a kid is the post-industrial complex.
I remember once, like like my friend Samantha in college was like, "Lucas, put your hand in my pocket. Just try to do it." And I was like, "Okay." And it was like, boop, it just like the tiniest,
nothing goes in.
one little knuckle.
And I'm
yeah.
convinced it's so that we have to buy purses.
Yes, it
that
is, yeah.
why, actually. Yeah. I think, and I mean, I just carry a backpack now.
Me too.
I like to have hands.
I love having a shoulder bag. I love a little.
I
shoulder
love a tote bag
Yeah.
because they're free mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is that? Why is every tote bag free? I've never had to buy a tote bag.
Because I think it's like you can make it. Like you just get a strip of fabric, you can literally staple that handle on and you're like good to go.
Oh yeah, that's
You know
true.
what like
Yeah.
it costs nothing to make.
Yeah. They're
But-
given out at like every conference. I feel
They
like.
they give them out like also with like if you order something online, they will throw in like a branded tote bag
Yeah.
as well.
I love
Yeah.
that shit.
I love that as well. I have a Brooklinen one that I use regularly.
No, me too. I was actually devastated when I moved to LA and I didn't bring any of my tote bags. And I
What?
was like, what the fuck am I supposed to
Why
do
didn't you
now?
bring them?
Well, because I still have my place out here. So I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to take everything. Like, it was only going to be out for 6 months.
Yeah,
So I
but
was
that's
like,
so good. I literally brought 2 tote bags to Edinburgh because I was like, I'm gonna use these.
I wish I had thought about it, but I was like, I'm going to have a car. I won't be schlepping, but I miss it. I
New
miss
York
it
is
Yeah.
the city of tote bags, though.
Which is beautiful.
This,
Like, I miss it so much.
what a crazy sentence. New York is the city of. What if I went on
Hey.
a date and that was the first thing I said? Would you kill me?
The thing is, anytime I carry a tote bag, I'm like, I just know I'm some guy's like dream girl right now. You know, I won't name names,
I
but
also
like,
know what you're
but like
thinking,
these men out here love tote bags. They're always talking about a girl on the train with her tote bag. I love it, a little dainty girl with her tote bag and her daddy issues. And I'm like, anytime I'm on the subway with a tote bag, I'm like, I know some guy is building a life with me right now.
Yeah.
It's something about the label on the tote bag too. Like if it's like New York Times or like New
Yeah.
Yorker tote bag, it's this indicator of like this girl. I know she loves to read, but like if
Oh,
you were
yeah.
actually reading on the train, he'd be like, "Oh, that girl's autistic."
You know,
Wait, that's hilarious. I
It would be
100%.
like, oh, she's reading a romance. She's dumb. Like the way
Yeah.
the men really pick and choose what a girl can read. That like makes her cool.
I like to
enough.
read really confusing.
do you
books
know
on the
what?
train.
I would
Yeah.
make judgments based on what the
Oh
book
my
is.
god, absolutely.
Of
Men
course.
do.
100%.
The amount, like, I don't date anymore, but when I did, like, I would go on dates and I would be like, yeah, I like to read kind of everything, including like romance. Like, I've read every single Kurt Vonnegut novel. Love that guy, but sometimes I just want to read a fucking romance. They get so mad, and then we'll argue that it's not like true literature or art, and I just think that's such a stupid argument to make.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter? But the tote bag I'm carrying right now, I was actually feeling so pleased with myself this morning when I picked it up, is a tote bag of a novel that my friend wrote. And every time I carry it, I'm like, everyone's in love with me right now. It's called Thirst for Salt.
Thirst
Oh,
for salt.
yeah.
You know, I'm
That's a
walking
good
down
title.
the street. I'm like, I'm freaking killing these boys right now.
The boys are like, she's thirsting for salt.
She's thirsting for salt.
She's thirsting for
Yeah.
dick.
For salt.
Yeah. When you say you
That's
don't
awesome.
date anymore, what does that mean?
I stopped dating about 2 years ago, which kind of shocks people because I was talking to Lucas earlier. Like, I do feel like a lot of my comedy is about dating. Certainly a lot of my content is around dating apps and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the apps for all this time, but I have not gone on a date in 2 years, except
Whoa.
for with someone who like I had dated in the past.
Do you have any desire to change that, or you're like, nah?
So why? I mean, I had just realized I was like in a traumatic situation with a guy, and I came to realize that I was prioritizing like being liked by a guy more than I was my own safety. And it was just like such a big moment for me where I was like, and I had like a fairly hard like childhood with a lot of daddy issues and stuff, but that realization was like huge for me. And I was like, I think the only way I can really address this is to not be around men and really practice like putting myself first.
Great.
And yeah, so I just kind of stopped, and I've been happier than I've ever been. Like, genuinely recommend it to anyone. I love myself. I'm so content alone. I have like so many wonderful friends that I never really feel lonely. Like, It's incredible. But I do like, I mean, the apps are the best place to get content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I put like some stuff on my profile that I know is going to provoke men. They send me a crazy message. I'm like, great, that's going online.
Like what?
Well, I have a series on Instagram that's just like crazy thing men have sent to me online. And it's like the way they start conversations. One of my favorite ones is a guy was like, you would be an amazing passenger. And I wrote back and I was like, you mean like in a car? Like driving? And he was like, yes, LOL, hope that's okay.
You know what? That would get me. Because I would be an
so
amazing
good.
passenger.
I'm an amazing passenger. I really would be.
I'm sorry, I'm astounded. That's
I'm astounded.
amazing.
It's incredible. But there's also, like, I think every woman, I can only hope, gets the experience of men who just, like, write the most effusive openings that are like, I'm not fit to lick your feet. I'd kill to take you out. And, like, I love them. Like, I don't know what they think they're going to get out of that, but I love them.
Yeah.
But people just say, like, one of my prompts, you know, Hinge makes you do those prompts. And one of mine is, like, tell me about, and then my answer is mansplaining. And men go crazy at that. Like, either.
Do they explain?
Yes.
A lot of them do the joke of, like, well, the thing is.
Yeah.
Which is, like, hack.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I was about to say genius.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of it at this point. But then other people will just be like, there's no such thing. Sorry that I have interests. And I'm like, okay.
Well, like, what do you think is the difference between men? Sometimes, I don't know.
Do you have like, no, sorry, continue. I wanted to ask, like, have you ever gotten somewhere where you're like, all right, that's a great first message?
Yeah.
What, can you give an example? Something that made you go, oh, damn, I like this guy off the bat.
I don't know that I could remember what the message was.
Okay.
But I will say my friend who's in town, his name is Ed, shout out Ed. We went on one date. He was in town from London, and he doesn't know this, but I had been like swiping on the app. This is before I stopped dating, and I was swiping on the app, and I came across his profile, and I was like, and I swiped left. And then, like, later in the day, I saw that he had sent me a message. And I don't remember what it was. I wish I did. But it was, like, funny and charming enough that I was like, okay. Like, I had initially been like, no thanks. But I was like, this is really cute and smart. And we went on a date, and it was, to this day, the best date I've ever been on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What makes something a good date?
God, I don't know.
That's a great question.
It's like, this is so cheesy, but... Like, we went on the date, and I was kind of immediately like, I know you. Like, it just felt very comfortable. Yeah. It felt very easy. He is really smart and really funny, and that's just, like, the perfect combination.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful.
And, yeah, it was one of those things. We got drinks, and we ended up staying out till, like, 4 a.m.
Oh,
like,
that's good.
We went to Union Pool, and we're dancing, and, like,
that's really
it was
fun.
just so much fun. And I think funner because we knew he was leaving. And, like, you know.
Yeah.
Who wants commitment, you know?
That's so good. Just like we have this one little alcove of time, and we got to make the most. That's so good.
That's the whole concept of Before Sunrise, which is a great movie.
Yeah, and then, of course, they
Julie
get
Delpy?
married.
Yeah, she's so hot.
Did you know that Chris Rock did a movie with her, and he was like, dude, she's got a great ass.
Wait, but she recently did the cringiest interview I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Wait, did you see this?
No.
It was like, I don't even know what the movie was, but it was like her and Kieran Culkin, and she's like going on and on about, like, she wishes that in this industry she was black instead of a woman because it's so much easier to be black than it is to be a woman in Hollywood. And Kieran
Thank
Culkin
God
is
there's
literally,
no black women. That would
thank
be really
God
hard.
there's no black women.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah.
But
I'm here as well.
Kieran Culkin is just sitting there like a beautiful black woman.
And I was like,
queen.
it was a moment where I was like, what the fuck can I add to this?
I was walking down the street earlier, and there were like people who clearly, like, you know, the people on the street who wanted me to sign a petition. And this guy goes,
Yeah.
Miss, do you support gay rights? And I was just like, no. Not at this moment.
Please tell me you were wearing that shirt. And
Yeah,
like,
I was with a shirt that says crazy chill.
That's like there was this Twitter clip recently, like some woman at a Trump rally, she was like, I support Donald Trump. I think he's going to make America great again. And then someone was like, so what do you think about Israel? And she was like, you know, the situation actually didn't start on October 7th. It started in 1948.
Yes.
That's
she's
so
like
funny.
the most pro-Palestine person, but she's also for Trump. It was so confusing.
That's something I was thinking about. Is like, is there anyone in like the KKK who's like, I hate the Jews, pro-Palestine?
Yeah.
Anyone who's like really like true like neo-Nazi, but is like, oh no, this is why, and that's my reason for supporting Palestine.
There's
Yeah.
a-
I'm sure there is. I mean, I think the issue of Palestine really splits. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
it follows any party lines.
It doesn't, yeah. I think because there's people who are like not Jewish, but they're like the people who think like Jesus. What is it again? They're like the crazy people who are like, we need to save Israel because Jesus is there like right now.
Yeah. There's like a Christian faction. They're like, no, we need to invest in Israel because it's gonna help us in the long road somehow. Like when Jesus comes back or something.
When Jesus comes back,
Jesus
he's gonna
comes
be
back.
like,
Back
"So the
again."
Palestinians are gone. My
He's
goodness.
gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
He's gonna be mad as heck.
What do you think the first thing Jesus is gonna comment on is?
Your hair.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, you ain't gray.
You're graying a little bit.
You're gray.
Yeah.
You
babe."
stress girl?
Yeah.
I genuinely think, oh my God, people are going to cancel me, but I think Jesus would just be like, wow, I was just a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think he'd kind of be like, what is all this then?
Well, yeah, because like,
What's all this then?
yeah. You fucking what, mate? Yeah.
He'd be like, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not Jewish. I think Jesus would be like, I'm Jewish. I just wanted you guys to be better Jews.
Ooh.
And
None of
instead-
you are Jews
Instead,
anymore.
you guys went and created a new religion. That's kind of the opposite of what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably very right.
Yeah.
I
A lot of
think,
people
yeah.
don't know I studied religious theology.
Did you?
Yeah.
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, I did. Because I was raised super Catholic, but like at 11, I was like, this is really not adding up for me. And yeah, I've read the Bible cover to cover like 3 times in its entirety. I've studied.
Is there anything fun in there? Any Easter eggs? Oh.
Any fun bits?
It's
Any Easter eggs we
incredible.
should look
I
for?
like highly recommend reading it. It's so bonkers.
I've read some of it.
I've tried reading it. I didn't think it was good.
I mean, most of it is just like it's not the stories we think it is by and large. Like a large portion of it is just like how to have a Sunday dinner. It's like how a lady needs to have her period. Like it's not.
Hey, ladies, here's how to have your period.
literally
in
like,
10
here's-
easy steps.
It's literally like here's how to have your period. Leave the house and don't come back.
What were those books that were like, it was like The Care and Keeping of You.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
Which
Care
I
and
never
Keeping of
got.
You Bible edition.
Go to a river, wash.
Wash. Don't be around your husband.
There's how to have your period. There's stuff about fabrics, right? Can't mix fabrics.
There's
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
about
yeah.
everything. Everything. Like the rules are they never ending.
Yeah. Can I tell you something that I also maybe canceled over when I was like, because I did try reading it, like a bunch of segment, and I specifically read all of like the kosher rules and all, and like, you know, not mixing fabrics. And I was like, sounds like someone just like canonized one person's autism. Like, oh, I can't let these 2 things touch. We have to do this on this day. We can't touch any buttons for this period of sunlight. I was like,
Well, I think
this is one. Yeah.
it's the same with like sometimes if I'm like driving through Williamsburg, I think of the Hasidic community and how like why did God demand that they always dress like the 1940s?
No one did. Of course he
Like,
didn't do
it's
that.
such a
just-
random time period.
Yeah.
God
It's one
said,
old
Girl,
European.
wear that wig. Girl, rock that wig.
Get laid down, girl.
Girl, your natural hair is crazy. You gotta wear a wig.
You don't want to see
Girl,
that.
separate from your husband for 2 weeks. Go do it.
Don't do it.
Girl, you gotta dress like a little penguin all the time.
Not a penguin.
I love my Hasidic brothers and sisters. I do.
Wait,
love
can
them.
I share what I do this as a joke sometimes, but I was driving with my dad through Brooklyn when I was 14, and we saw a family of Hasidic Jews walking on the street. And my dad said, Lucas, you know what you never say when you see a group of Hasidic Jews? And I said, what, Dad? He said, you never say, hey, they look healthy.
Lucas.
I was literally just like, Jesus Christ, dude.
A few years ago, I worked, well, it would have been the 2016 election. No, 2020.
Okay.
2020 election. I worked a poll site down in essentially the like Flatbush Midwood area. And it was like it was red. It was voting for Trump. Like that area was so Trumpy. And it was mostly because it was like almost entirely Hasidic.
Yeah.
And
They love Trump. They do.
they love Trump. And I got spit on. I got spit on because you can't, like, as a poll worker, you can't talk about your like political affiliations. And but
Okay.
someone just like came up to me and was like, started talking about, like, screaming about how he's voting for Trump. And I was like, okay, well, you've cast your vote, you know, time to go. And he just like spit on me and was like, liberal something. And I was like, great. I'll never do
Oh
it
my
again.
God.
Like I'm glad I did my duty, but it was such you have to get there at like 4 a.m. and you're there until they close at like 8 p.m.
Jesus.
I don't blame you for getting rid of all
Literally
those
just sitting
votes.
there. I threw them out. I
Yeah.
set them on fire. I was like,
Yeah.
this is not worth it.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I've had it, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever do phone banking for a political candidate? I did it
Yeah,
once.
Yeah.
I did it once.
I
Yeah.
I did it for Bernie Sanders.
I did it for Beto O'Rourke in Texas.
Oh
when
my
he was
God.
running against.
I forgot about Beto O'Rourke.
I know.
How's that? Yeah. Everyone
Is he
was-
okay?
Everyone was real thirsty for that guy.
He was, yeah.
I hope he's okay. He's, you know.
But let me just.
Did he fall off? Did he get canceled?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Did he?
No, he just ran for like 3 different political seats in 3 years and lost every single one.
Yeah.
And I truly think, like, I really do believe Texas is going to go blue. I'm from Texas, I should say that. I truly believe it's going to go blue, but, you know, he not on his time.
No, poor Beto.
But I think he really did do a lot to galvanize the Democrats.
Were
in
people
Texas.
excited about him when you?
Yeah,
phone
I
banked?
think they were.
Yeah.
I think they were. My
Then what
mom's,
went wrong?
you know what? Texas is just so gerrymandered.
Yeah.
Like, the Republicans have been so in control of Texas for so long. They have literally just drawn the map so that it's nearly impossible
Yeah.
for a Democrat to get control. I think now that we're seeing so many, like, Californians moving out to Austin and that sort of thing, it's more likely. But we'll see. I'm hoping Colin Allred is gonna win over Cruz in this election. But
Yeah.
Fingers
I
crossed.
get messages
Who'd you vote
from
for
Colin all the time.
for the president?
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Who's that?
Tell us about her.
You know, she's a strong Black woman.
You can say it. You can say
This
it.
is a great start.
Well, I was worried because there's that debate of is she Black, and I thought,
yeah.
don't want to make.
And what do you think?
And what do you think? Yeah. You can...
Yeah, it's not for me to say. That her identity is her identity.
Well, then what did we bring you on for?
Yeah, so
That's
okay.
kind of what we thought. All right, cut the cameras. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm voting for Kamala, and I desperately need her to win. I'm actually really scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared as well.
But let's not talk about that.
No, we don't need to.
We don't need. I mean, there's not much to say, right? Like,
No,
No,
it's
I know.
really all been said. It really has.
It's
been.
all been said. I can't add anything to it, but you know.
No, wait. Actually, can I tell you something that I realized I actually could probably. Okay, last night I went around at the Halloween party and I just beefed up people's Hinge profiles, and I think this is like a new career for me.
I also really like doing that
Yeah.
for people.
I think
Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
I
Can
think
say
no.
that?
I'm sorry not to, but I am better than you.
Wait,
I
do you
am-
want to do that for my profile?
This is
Yes.
mansplaining.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it's I.
This is your special interest.
No, this is my. You know how like Mozart had his piano?
Are you
Lucas
the
has his
Mozart of
Hinge.
Hinge?
Yes,
Okay,
I am the Mozart of Hinge.
here you go. You can.
Okay. Okay, so I have Sarah Ruth Brown's profile right here. Okay, first photo. It's a great photo, but I want to have a little look more. I think your second photo would work better as a first
What's
one.
my second one?
Your second one is you in like a red corset.
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing?
that was a show picture.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That was
yeah.
they hire photographers at comedy shows usually, and
Yeah.
we just took that. That was my first photo, but then I was getting way more traction on the one that's now first. So
Interesting.
I put that first.
Okay. Okay. Well, this
What
is.
would Mozart say about that?
Yeah.
He couldn't talk. He only he only played.
Okay. Wait. Okay. I don't know what any of this shit is, and okay. I do like.
I have a lot of memes.
You have a lot of memes. I actually am not a fan of memes in the profile.
Yeah.
I kind of want I want to see.
I like when
your
a woman
silly-
has no personality.
Yes.
I like when she's I like when she stares at the camera blankly and says, "I love to be on Hinge."
I love that too because you know what? I like to be not like other women.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
That's maybe a key part of who I am.
Yeah, you don't want to be Judy Greer. You don't want.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway.
No.
I don't want to be that random girl
Can
on
I?
the plane.
Am I allowed to delete the "I now think you should leave" photo?
Yeah, are you gonna go through my photo bank to replace it with something? I mean, you can. There's not all my nudes are in a separate folder.
Are they? That's such good digital management.
Of
Have
course,
you
because
ever seen a nude on Hinge? I haven't.
No, I just meant if you were gonna go through my photos.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to. Because you know why I put them in a separate photo? Is
Folder,
I
yeah.
used to babysit for a long time and a kid
Oh.
found them and like told his parents and his entire class.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Then I was like, you know what? Got to be more careful with this.
What did the class say? I can't imagine they had anything.
The class didn't say anything to me. He was literally like 5. The class was gonna come out and be like, "I hear you're getting dicked down." Like
Exactly that voice.
Yasmin.
I hear you.
I hear you.
You're getting digged down. That sounds nice.
I hear you're getting absolutely whammed.
They didn't say anything. He the kid. Once I picked him up, was like, yeah, I told my whole class. And I literally had to be like, okay, I wish you hadn't seen that, but there's such thing as personal privacy. But his parents were super cool about it because I was literally like 21. Like I was really young. And his parents were afterwards like, hey, look, I'm really sorry that happened. Like, I'm sure you've learned your lesson about, what's on your phone and his access to it. But like, we want you to know, like, we understand that's a part of adult life. And
That's
like,
very nice.
they were
That's
wonderful.
very nice.
They were so cool about it. But like, I could not be around that kid anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like I just the idea of being a child's sexual awakening is like horrifying to me.
Yeah.
But as a babysitter, you probably have been before. Whether they
Yeah, but I don't want to know
Oh, yeah.
about it.
You don't want it right.
Yeah.
I actually there
You don't
was
want to have
another
as
kid-
direct a hand in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I specialized in babysitting for kids on the spectrum and with special needs, and one of the kids when he got older, he was like 13 or 14, and he would like try to kiss me, and I had to tell the mom and be like, I can't work for you guys
I can't
anymore.
kiss him anymore.
I can't keep kissing your 13-year-old. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You babysit an autistic 13-year-old tried to kiss you. Were you babysitting the Rizzler?
He's 8.
He did.
That is an 8-year-old child.
Are you serious?
That is an
Who's the
8-year-old.
Rizzler?
The Rizzler. Okay, he's a 8-year-old child who's gotten big on TikTok for basically just going like he does that, and he's like he just does that, and he's this he's this adorable, very sort of like chubby kid, and he's
Gotcha.
so cute.
He's got the Riz.
He's got the Riz.
I did this 13-year-old who kept trying to kiss me one time. We were like playing a game, and he was like, my character is named Timothy, but you can call me Tete. And like I kept
Tete Chalamet.
I kept laughing, and he was like, what?
Oh.
And I was like, nothing. He goes, okay, fine, you can call me Tit. I was like,
I love
Oh,
children.
I like
Alright.
that.
I like that very much.
Wait,
What are her prompts?
Okay, the prompts you have are: I want someone who remembers the Alamo.
I love the Alamo.
Oh, what is that? I'd be forgetting.
Are you serious? I mean, I'm happy to
The
tell
Alamo
you.
is my 9/11.
I was making a joke, but I also don't always remember what the Alamo
so
is.
in the Battle of Texas Independence, which, you know, I want all of us to remember at home, that actually the Battle of Texas Independence was fought because Mexico outlawed slavery and Texans were like, not on our watch. So they fight for independence and the Mexicans are beating our ass. And a group of Texans are like, we're going to slow down the Mexican army by taking a stand at this fort, which is the Alamo. And they know that they're going to die because it's like 12 people against the entire Mexican army.
And this all happened at the Draft House Theater.
In the Draft House
Yeah.
Theater, in the
Wow.
theater. And and that's what happened. And they got absolutely slaughtered in like 2 hours. Everyone was dead. It did absolutely nothing for the cause.
Well, that would be a good movie then. You could just
Can you believe it?
2 hours.
Can you
Yeah,
believe
that's,
it?
Here's
I
the
would
thing.
sit through that.
Why do I
In
have
real
to remember
time.
that? Why do I have to remember that?
You
They
don't.
fucked up.
You don't. But people don't know this. When you grow up in Texas and you go to public school, you are forced to take Texas history classes every single year.
And doesn't Texas have its own Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's the second half of the United States pledge, but to Texas, and you have to do it. No, Texas is really a cult. But the thing is, Texas is new. Like, Texas has no history because it's only been around for like 200 years.
Yeah.
And so the only history is the Alamo. And
Yeah.
it's taught in such a way that, like, wow, these men are so brave and incredible. But, like, the thing is, they really didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to die like that. It didn't do anything.
I want someone who forgets the Alamo. I live on the wild side. Roar. You can cut the roar, I think.
All right.
No, I don't like that. I like my original.
You can change it all back.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Sorry. I'm being a bad guest.
No, you're being a great guest.
No.
You're setting your boundaries.
When I need advice, I go to the Wise Tree in the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, that's great.
I love the Rainforest Cafe. I famously had my 30th birthday there 2 days ago.
That did famously happen.
Hell
I
yeah.
heard about that.
I always said I was going to have my 30th birthday at the Rainforest Cafe, and I did.
What was the highlight for you?
My highlight is that it was absolutely empty, except for 2 other people who were also having a birthday, and they were both 5 years old.
They were celebrating together.
They were separate. They were celebrating with their respective families. They both had like tiaras. They were like, "It's my birthday," and I was
You were like, "It's my birthday."
You know what the highlight really was is I found out it's also the Rainforest Cafe's 30th anniversary.
Are you serious?
I'm the same age as the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
She looks great.
she looks amazing.
It's okay to be 30.
She looks
Wait,
amazing.
who looks good? Sorry.
The Rainforest
The
Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe.
Oh, I thought you were actually talking about a person. I was deep in Hinge.
And what are you doing?
And what are you
Okay, when I need advice, I go to the Rainforest Cafe and have more 30th birthdays there. Sorry, not sorry for party rocking. You hate this. You hate this.
It's just
so
not
much.
me, you know. I would say
Yeah.
this isn't really my voice.
Do you know a area?
You know what, Lucas? I can't wait for people to want to be with you. You're really Stereo de Bergerac-ing me.
I put back
Where
remembers.
I'm the hot one and you're Cyrano.
Wait, can I
Yeah,
try it?
Try it.
I'm gonna
Go
write
for
some
it.
prompts.
I just put back remembers the Alamo because I know you hated forgetting it.
I just can't. I can't forget it. I can't advocate forgetting it.
And
It's
that's
necessary
beautiful.
that we remember it. When I was 13, I did go to the Alamo and I cried.
You cried?
And I wept. I was like so deep in the propaganda, and I was like,
Wow.
everyone sacrificed their lives here. And meanwhile, by the way, like the Alamo is so disappointing.
I would
Like,
imagine
it
it's
is-
boring.
It is just a mission structure that is empty and filled with rocks. That's all it is.
And you
just think all those
cried?
people died of boredom.
Wait,
We're like,
what made you cry then? Was it just like I love my state so much and my patriotism made me cry?
No, I think it was. I've always been really moved by characters, by like the idea of knowingly facing death. Like that has always moved me and still does. Like if someone knows they're gonna die and faces it anyway. And at the time, I just like wasn't questioning like, did they even have to do this? Was there a point to this? And / were they doing this so they could own other humans? Like it just wasn't on my radar. And so I was just really moved by the idea that these people like face death. There's like a bunch of movies. There's famously a movie about it starring John Wayne. That's super like, these are the bravest souls we'll ever meet. And I was so hardcore, like, Davy Crockett for life.
Wait, who's
That's
Davy
my boy.
Crockett?
He's one of the people who died in the Alamo.
Oh, all right.
Sam Houston. Although he didn't die, I don't think. He went on to famously be
Someone made it out?
Yeah, Sam Houston. But I don't think he actually fought. He was like, now I'm forgetting. Now I'm like showing my
You're
freaking
forgetting the
You're
Alamo.
forgetting the
No,
Alamo.
this is, I literally egg on my face. Egg on my
Wow.
face. Sam Houston was the general of the Texas Army, and so he didn't actually fight, but he was like a major.
Google
player
it.
within it.
Fact check that right now.
I just want to say first the hinge prompt.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I know the best spot in town for sandpaper.
What was
That's
that
good.
originally?
I don't remember. Oh, I think it was the mansplaining prompt.
Oh, okay.
Which is
I
great,
like
and
that.
I do think you should leave that one up. But ultimately,
I remember your hinge. Your hinge was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I got a good hinge.
You
You're
got
not
a great
on it
hinge.
anymore?
I kind of got back on passively, but I never use it.
You'll notice mine is
Maybe
on
we can go
pause.
through my hinge and
All right,
see.
I'm going to give this back to you.
Yeah, I mean, not to like disappoint you guys, but we did just change this, and no one is gonna see it because mine is on like invisible mode or
Oh,
whatever.
well.
Maybe on the Patreon we can do some hinge play.
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Ooh, that's
Sexy
very
hinge
good.
play.
I love this. No, but I came up with a really good prompt response last night where I think one of it was like, my life goal is, it was something like that. And I wrote, my life goal is to make it all the way to Montreal, but by doing one big enough jump.
Oh.
Oh, then that's the response you want in a good joke.
Yeah. It crushed last night.
I believe you. I believe men.
I believe men. If there's
this
one
is
thing we put on
confidence
record, I
destroying.
want it to be that.
Yeah, you're kind of the believe men. You love men.
Oh, you do.
I'm obsessed with men.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm obsessed with men, which is why I think it's so funny that like so much of the reaction to my stand-up and my material is like, you're a man hater. So I'm like, it's literally all I talk about.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with men.
Wait,
Yeah.
I was watching Sex in the City with my new roommate yesterday, and she was saying like it's kind of crazy they never talk about their jobs. They only talk
No.
about men. But I was like, I don't want to hear about their jobs.
Wait, you're watching Carrie's job.
Yes, you're watching.
Which is, well, hardly. Like, surely she does more.
No, that is her entire job, is just writing about dating.
Yeah, but we only ever get like a paragraph. Like, what if her column was just like, today, Big and I went shopping. Do you ever think about if you can love two people at once? That's
Yeah.
the column.
I think the idea is maybe it's like her. What we see in the episode is overall what she writes in the column.
Yeah.
Which
So
I
the-
do think about because I'm like, if I were her friend, I would not consent to her sharing that, like, I fucked a guy who, like, secretly and illegally recorded me.
Meanwhile, Charlotte hates her husband. Her husband's gonna read it.
Her husband's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Miranda was getting her ass played with in some basement in the Lower East Side. And Miranda's gonna be like, Carrie, I told you that in confidence.
Miranda was like, that's Samantha, I'm the redhead.
You know what I was thinking watching it recently of like, love Samantha. Like, I genuinely think best character in the show and also revolutionary, but like, that girl is down bad. Like,
Yeah.
she's never getting what she wants. She's always getting embarrassed. Like, she's fully out there being like, hey, big boy, do you want to, I'll suck your cock for free. And they're like, ew. And like, that's her
Really?
story arc for the episode.
Most of the episodes, they're like, yes, please.
Yeah.
They
well,
are, but then they leave in like
they,
embarrassing
like,
ways.
Yes, she's always just like getting embarrassed.
But Carrie is the worst of it because Carrie gets really embarrassed by Big all the time.
Carrie,
which I love. To
I
see.
love like Carrie kind of having her comeuppance at the moment. Like, I love that everyone's kind of rewatching it, being like, this girl sucks.
Yeah. I think I have deep compassion for Carrie.
I don't.
I do
We
too.
all know a friend who's delusional.
Well, listen, I mean,
Yeah, and
and you go
that's
like,
not-
yeah, and I hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I told myself I wasn't gonna get into this because I can talk about it forever, and I also get really like
heated.
heated about it. But like, Carrie, I think, is a perfect example just of how we raise women. Like, we raise women to center their entire lives around men and accept like shitty See the way I'm pointing already?
Yeah. No,
And,
keep going.
accept shitty treatment from men, and like this excuse of like that's just how they are, or they had like a hard upbringing or what have you. Like women are raised to believe that our job is to be the vessel for those kinds of men, and then we crucify them for doing that exact thing. And I think like in some ways it's nice that people are going back and seeing Carrie as like, yeah, no one should behave like that, because that's true. But also, like, I do have so much empathy of, like, yeah, I had to stop dating because I couldn't stop being down bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think we are so quick to judge women for the ways that we raise them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I just like judging women.
He does love that.
I do.
Yeah.
Can I say, though, I did once have a period where I was like, I am not going to date, and it was one of the best choices I ever made.
It's incredible.
It was a really
genuinely
good
cannot
choice.
recommend it. It was hard like I struggled for so long with like I was just like no one hated themselves more than me, and I was so like I'm unlovable. Like the classic. It's hacked at this point.
Truth, some would say.
It's true. It was so I was like tired of it, and then like when I first stopped dating, it was hard, and I was like, well, how am I ever gonna not be unlovable if no one's gonna love me? But like faster than I ever thought it would, I was like, no, I rock, and this rocks.
That's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
What do you think, like, in your period of solitude, like, what do you think led to that? Like, what things, activities did you do?
Well, I think stand-up helped a lot, because I only started doing stand-up like 2 years ago, around this time that I stopped dating. And I think that gave me a lot of confidence. And I just met a lot of people, a lot of whom like suck, but a lot of whom are also like you guys, who are just like super supportive, lovely people who believe in me and were there for me.
Yeah.
I think that helped a lot, but I also just think like, God, when you don't have a crusty guy like making you feel bad if he's not responding or whatever, like it's a lot easier to feel better. Like none of my self-worth was about if like someone got back to me. And eventually I started seeing like now if I'm on a dating app, like it's rare that I'll match with anyone, because I'm just not attracted to anyone. And I really feel that the only way I will date again is if someone comes along who genuinely makes my life better. And for 1,000%, that was not the case before. Like, I would have and did date people I didn't even like.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's a great bar.
Didn't you
It
have
is
a period
great.
like that where you were like, I want to make sure the person I'm dating, like, I will accept nothing less than someone who makes me feel spectacular?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I had an experience that made me realize, oh, this is what love feels like. And I was like, okay, now I know what this is like. I cannot settle for anything less. And there was a point where I was seeing someone and I realized very concretely that exact bar was not being met. And that was when I started noticing, I was like, oh, this needs to.
See, that's interesting, because I feel like the first time I was in love and like had that, you know, like thunder and lightning, like, oh my God, made me just want to seek it more and seek it in the wrong places.
Whoa.
And in the wrong ways. And it wasn't until I was like genuinely like, now I feel like I will be so okay if I never have a partner. Like, that's the difference for me, was like, I don't need love, because I'm so happy and content in my life as it is that I have no desire to seek it.
I don't know if love is necessarily a thing to need, because like I think that ideally love is something that is a bonus on what is already a life where you are meeting your needs.
Exactly.
That is the healthiest way to engage in love.
It's not a need. It's just like, if it happens, I welcome it wholeheartedly, but like, I'm not chasing it. My days of chasing are done, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of with everything. And it really is true that like the minute I stopped chasing like career success is when I got it. Like,
Really?
that's when I started auditioning. That's when I started booking. Haven't had that with love yet, but like,
That's wonderful.
It could happen.
Whatever.
Very briefly though, before we go into like listener submissions, the period of my life where I actively was like, I am not going to date at all. It was when I was on Accutane, and it was like, and it was a period where I just didn't feel 100%, and so I just wanted to focus on feeling as good as I could in this period. But then it was also like I was thinking, okay, at the end of this, I'm going to pop out of this cocoon as a beautiful acne-less butterfly, and it was such a good period of my life. I wasn't depressed in that period, and I know that sometimes like Accutane stimulates depression.
Right.
And like I felt so much more relaxed knowing that I didn't have this added pressure on me during this kind of transitional period.
Yeah.
And it was so wonderful. And I encourage all men, if you feel like there's a problem in your life, take some time off. Take a little time off. And women. No, but
and children.
And children.
Yes, and children.
Yeah. And speaking of children, we got some listeners.
Oh yeah, and these are children.
And these are some bangers we got right here. We're hopefully gonna help make these lives kids. These lives kids.
Okay, I got one pulled up. Hey, Meerkats. I don't really need advice. I just wanted you to weigh in on some shenanigans going on in my apartment building. I live in an on-campus apartment building at my college. It's different than a dorm where the freshmen and sophomores live. The apartments are typically reserved for upperclassmen. This school year, the school decided that all of the student athletes would get electric scooters for some fucking reason. These are not only annoying to deal with just when walking around campus, but now all of the athletes have started leaving their scooters in the stairwell of our building. It'll be as many as 7 scooters in one crowded stairwell. This is an obvious hazard in case of a fire or an earthquake. But 2 weeks ago, someone put up a poster in the hall saying, "Please stop leaving your scooters here. It's a safety hazard." The next morning, the poster was not only torn down, but completely shredded. My roommates and I collected the I love that you're going as if you didn't copy and as you didn't screenshot this and send it to me.
You think I read all this shit?
Fair enough.
I read them to make sure it's not like someone being like, I am a serial killer who is coming to get you
Have
right
we gotten
now.
many of those?
Only one from me.
Yeah.
I would say that'd be cool. Like that would definitely drum up like more viewership.
We need that.
If we're thinking, if you're trying to get our engagement up,
If you're trying to get engagement up, get a stalker.
kill us on camera.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the Patreon where you can see the murder.
Okay, so the poster was completely shredded. My roommates and I collected the shredded pieces and taped them back up on the walls. Later, the same day, other people put up posters with the names of the people who own the scooters. I guess some of the athletes
drama.
Had labeled their scooters with their names. These posters, again, got torn down. Finally, the athletes retaliated. They put up a poster saying, and I quote, "Things you can do instead of complaining. 1, get some friends. 2, touch grass. 3, go to the gym. 4, stop being a narp." My roommates and I all lost it at this. We didn't know what NARP meant, so we Googled it. Turns out it means non-athletic regular person.
Oh my God.
Truly
the N-word.
The
Yes.
N-word.
Truly unhinged college. I can't talk. College athlete behavior. Sorry this was so long, but thanks for reading. Maybe I'll send an update as the scooter wars continue.
Okay, I'm going to say something.
Hit it.
And this is very unlike me. I want that on the record, but I'm kind of with the athletes on this one.
Whoa!
Go on.
Talk about it.
Is it just that? It's not that big a deal, is it? Like,
it's a hazard, I guess. It's a narrow stairwell.
Well, let me say, I've lived in New York City for 13 years. My next door neighbor keeps all of her bikes in my stairwell. Like, it's like you walk around it. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
To...
Like, I guess I don't get why the athletes need them.
Is it
in the first place?
I'm wondering
if
they're being stored in a place where they could easily fall down a stairwell, like at the very top.
Yeah, listeners, send us a photo.
We need photos.
We need photos. Because right now, I hate to say it, I'm kind of
NosyMeerkats@gmail.com.
You know, stop being such a narp.
Yeah.
Stop being such a narp.
I'm obsessed with the word narp.
I thought it was gonna be narc.
Yeah,
like I thought
narc.
You just said it wrong, and I was like,
narp.
We'll let this one slide.
I love
but
new low stakes slurs.
Non-athletic regular people.
Out.
Yeah, because all the high stakes one are taken.
They're all taken.
I have narp pride. Can I say
what?
that? Narp pride.
You have narp pride.
I'm proud to be a narp. I am a non-athletic regular person, and
Yeah.
you know what? That's a beautiful thing to be. But I keep looking in the camera like I'm Jim from The Office.
So you're reclaiming the NARP.
I'm reclaiming the NARP label.
So
I
you
think
can
you
say it, but
need
I
to
can't
reclaim
say
it
it.
as well. But you remind me of me when I was in college and everything felt like it was a massive deal. All the time.
that is very true. That is very true.
And-
You also feel like such a revolutionary in college. You
yeah,
feel like you're
everything
making
is a
huge-
big deal.
Yeah.
And I get it. I hate the way that college athletes are like, the amount of money we spend on college athletic programs is insane.
But it's
I'm
also
with
they
you
make so
there.
much money for the college.
They do.
Depends on the
A lot
college.
of arguments for and against. But I do think you maybe need to, smoke a little weed, order some McDonald's, touch grass, dare I say. Go vote. That's what I'll say. Go vote.
You know how you solve this problem? Vote.
Vote. There's just bigger fish to fry. you know?
Tell Kamala Harris about this.
I'm gonna turn all your listeners against you. They're like, I went to you for a safe space, and now Sarah Ruth Brown is doubling down on the NARP
so
allegations.
You can say all these
Yeah.
things.
Sarah Ruth Brown dropped some Sarah Truth Brown.
As a fellow
we
uptight
didn't hear that.
person.
Yeah. We said that.
Sorry.
What?
Go on. As a fellow uptight
person, I really am. There's bigger fish to fry.
Mm-hmm.
I think the label of NARP that's what I'm really taking away
That's
from this.
the special part of that.
Because sometimes...
That's funny. That was funny of the athletes.
That was funny.
It is pretty good.
I'm not a NARP. I'll admit it.
No,
oh, you are. You are very
sports.
athletic.
Yeah, I play softball. That's how I lost my tooth, which I now have back in. But I...
Took you that long to find it?
Yeah, I know. It was in my clit. That's true. Yeah. I think as an athlete, sometimes I get mad when I feel like people in my... Okay, so there's this specific example I'm thinking of. I was helping a friend move because they were being kicked out of their apartment by their roommates who just generally didn't like their vibe. And that made me so mad because I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like 4 non-binary people in an apartment. And
Well, vibes are very important to them.
Yeah.
it's true. Might be the most important thing to them. So like, I'm helping my friend move. I'm moving their stuff. And the 3 non-binary roommates are like smoking cigarettes and they're not doing a single thing. And on the one hand, it's like, part of me gets it. It's like, okay, you're not going to like necessarily help your roommate move out if you're like kicking them out. But there was a part of me that was like, you could lift 1 box. Like, I wish that you all took remedial PE right now.
Wait, sorry, what is this about?
I felt
Wishing
like
that they pitched in
I
for some
felt
labor.
that they were NARPs. I see. I felt that they were like, we don't move. I don't know. Maybe this is such a stretch. I feel like a boomer. But I feel like they were
what
like,
you're
we
saying
don't
is
move stuff. We're queer.
You're with the athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Although the athletes are the people who wouldn't move things.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they didn't move the scooter. That's true.
So they were kind of NARPs.
The athletes were being NARPs.
This is like...
No, I'm saying the non-binary people not moving boxes are NARPs for not... We're getting way too up
The
our own asses.
non-binary people are NARPs, but so were the athletes who wouldn't move their scooters.
We are all NARPs, I think is what
We
we're
are all
saying.
NARPs. Wait, read
Yes.
another one.
All right, we got one more.
Oops.
Okay. Not the person who submitted the original story, but a couple weeks ago, someone wrote in a story about having a lot of disabled friends.
Oh, yeah.
The OP was also disabled, which I think is important to mention.
But it was to the point where we were like, do you have any able-bodied friends?
I'm going to be so real with you right now. I don't have a single able-bodied friend. It's like being queer. We just gravitate towards each other. I mean, I also don't have any straight friends, but you get the point. Plus, added bonus, someone's always got painkillers. Well, are you sure you're not addicted to drugs?
Okay, real. She's real for that.
Should we
boy.
get some disabled friends?
No. I don't want painkillers.
No, those are really bad.
Yeah.
I don't.
really bad.
Wait, okay, real talk. Has it ever made you feel good taking pain? Because, like,
Yes.
No.
Yeah, one time I was biking, I got hit by a car, I got doored by a cop and broke my ankle, and it hurt so bad, and then they gave me Percocet, and I swear to God, I've never been happier in my life.
wow.
I took perks too for the injury, and
I took perks for my wisdom teeth removal. And it worked, but it made me feel so groggy in a way I hated.
No, I love anything sleep-inducing.
Really?
I do.
You would have been a good Valium wife in like the 60s.
I would have.
Yeah.
Really would have.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to my friend and basically complaining about how I was like feeling ugly. And then she goes, no, oh my God, you're like the perfect trad wife. And I was like, that...
Well, trad wafery is coming back.
Yeah, it's
It
very
is coming
in.
back. I'm not arguing that it's in or not in. I just don't know that it necessarily means anything about how I look.
It means you have a like a way about you that feels
Submissive.
Trad?
pure,
Submissive.
of the earth.
Of the...
People do want to like dominate
You
me a
know.
lot.
Do you like
I get that a lot.
People want to dominate you a lot?
People get, especially like couples. I have that joke about how I'm like constantly being asked to be in like
Yeah.
threesomes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I've gotten several where it's a woman being like, yeah, my husband loves to dominate me and now we both want to dominate you. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Do you want to be dominated by them?
No, I want people to be nice to me.
That's so fair.
That's so
I want
passe.
people, I mean, listen, I love like crazy sex, whatever, but to be a woman coming to me and be like, we saw your vibe and we realized we both want to bully you, like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's a lot to hear.
Anyway, sorry, I love Percocet.
Yeah, it's fine. It wasn't my favorite. I'm more of an uppers girl.
Yeah,
That's the interesting thing is that weed for me is an upper, but I love it.
I kind of forget what's an upper and what's a downer.
Yeah.
Coke is obviously an
Coke
upper.
is an upper.
I don't like Coke.
Never touched it. Never will.
Yeah, that's good.
It just makes me like feel like I have allergies. Post nasal drip, you know.
I like it, but it's because I'm over 30 now, and I can't stay out late the way
I can't stay out late.
Yeah.
I can't stay, but Coke doesn't help.
Really? It helps me.
Puts you to sleep?
No, I just then go home and I'm awake.
You're just cleaning your house.
I just gotta be at home, you know?
Yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah, tonight's gonna end early.
And speaking
of ending early.
we have one final segment.
Yes.
You want to introduce it?
I was
All
about
right.
to ask you.
All right.
All right, take it.
We've got two segments. First of which is Self-Perception Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Will you please say how you feel that you are perceived by other people?
Oh my god.
And then we'll say how we actually perceive you.
I had to do this for that audition, for that like feature
Really?
film audition.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was part of it, and it was two quizzes. How would your friends perceive you, and how would your enemies perceive you?
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
That's awful.
Yeah.
We don't ask about the enemies.
No.
But I was like-
kind of interested now.
But I'll kind
now
of
we
tell you
should.
both, like how I think people perceive me. I think people see me as being like very kind and kind of sweet. I get that feedback a lot, I should say. I think pretty funny, at least, especially to my normie friends. You know, they're out there being like, she's the funniest girl I've ever met. I think people, certainly a fear of mine is people see me as like really professionally unsuccessful, brave. Yeah. Should I
Okay.
keep going?
You don't have to, but
Did I have
if
to?
anything is coming up, you're welcome to say.
Or
it, but
did I sort of answer the question right?
you
or are
answered.
you
Yeah,
looking
you
for
did.
something else?
there's no right or wrong answer. There is
Yeah.
a wrong answer.
I think,
no, there's no.
I think I would certainly hope people see me, like good traits see me as like kind, thoughtful, hardworking, ambitious. And then the downside, I think I can be a little like selfish. I think I tend to get wrapped up in my life. Annoying. Should I keep going?
I mean, I'm curious to see what you got off the dome.
I'm curious to. It's an interesting train to be on right now.
It's so weird to think of yourself that way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, my friends who love, I mean, I feel lucky in that I get feedback from my friends. Like, my friends are great communicators. So, like, my friends, if they're complimenting me, will say funny, kind, brave, smart, introspective. If I've ever had like an issue with a friend and we've talked about it, I've gotten things like, I just don't feel like, I feel like you can dominate conversations. I see myself as annoying a lot. I can see myself from above just like talking. Professionally unsuccessful is definitely a fear of mine that I project, but I think anytime you work in like some kind of art, it's just true that people don't understand what it's like. So if you're not famous, to them you are a failure.
Yeah.
And God, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I could keep going, but
Do you want to go
yeah,
first?
definitely perceive you as very professionally unsuccessful.
I knew it.
That's
Do you want to confirm any of her fears?
Yeah, confirm all of them. I mean, no, you feel like home to me. I really mean that.
Oh, you feel like home to me, baby girl.
I feel like when we met, I was like, it's so rare in comedy you meet kind of like a normal person. Like, no offense.
No,
but,
it's
you
true.
know.
Comedy is like the most insular community I've ever been a part of. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I literally have to say my normie friends, because it's such a like
Civilians.
Civilians, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like when I met you, I was like, oh, this is a person I can really open up to and talk to, and I feel very inherently comfortable around you.
Well, I was so nervous around you when we first met, because I was like, here's this person who's been doing comedy for so long, like is really successful in it, like doing the clubs and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And
But
then you learned.
And then I learned, and then you came over to my house and we were like, we're just chilling.
Yeah,
We're
it was.
chillers.
I still miss our movie nights.
I know, we got to have one.
Yeah. Oh my
Aw.
god. Yeah, we would get together and watch movies like
Yeah, we'd like
almost
smoke
every week.
weed
Yeah.
and watch like
Aw.
Yeah, we watched a great one called what's the one with Celine Dion?
love Begin Again.
Yeah, it's
It's incredible.
Celine Dion is like the best friend of the male love interest for some
Okay.
Who is like the lead guy from Outlander, the
Okay.
like Scottish guy.
It's about
Who does not want to be in the film, by the way. He's like so mad to be in this movie, and you just feel it in every scene.
it's
Wow.
Priyanka Chopra Jonas and that guy, and the
I love that you say her Priyanka's full Christian
That's
name.
I will not
respect.
dead name her.
Full married
just
name.
respect.
I will not dead name her, but her husband dies, and then isn't
Like
it,
in the first scene in front of
in
her.
front
It's like
of her.
crazy.
And it's really like cartoonishly done, and then she texts him sort of out of grief.
Yeah, she like texts his old phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
But of course it's now a new person's phone, and I think you can guess whose it is.
Can I tell you, I once sent a copy pasta to my dad's old cell phone.
Really?
I did once. This was like, it was like,
That's grief.
yeah. Or I was a little bit drunk and I was like, this is a victimless hobby and it's making me chuckle.
Was it one of those like sluts giving?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the person you sent it to was like, wait, this person has depth like I've never known. I think she really gets me. And then you fell in love. The thing about this movie is like it was so clearly produced by Celine Dion's team. Like it's so she's like such a minor character, but everything is like when Celine Dion met her husband 13 years ago. It's it's crazy.
Aw.
She's like the seminal plot point of this movie.
She's
Yeah.
literally like the Morgan Freeman character, like this
Whoa.
wise character who's just like everywhere randomly.
Okay.
That's how you feel to me. You're the Celine Dion to my
The wise. Don't give up on this girl.
and this is really
Really
me.
me. Oh, yes, it is.
Do you remember when we first met?
No.
Because I think it was on a rooftop party.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
What was I weird to you?
No, but I do remember I mentioned that my dad died, and then you gave me a very deep history of your dad.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, let's add that to like the way people see me. Will not stop talking about my trauma to anyone who will listen.
And then it was like it was
Did
a
it
lot
help?
to hear.
Yeah, my
Did
dad
it help me?
yeah.
No.
Did what?
Did it help me? No, not at all. I was not.
Well, it wouldn't.
It did not,
I was
no.
like, your dad might have died, but mine was really bad.
Yeah. No, but then you sent like a very sweet apology. You were like, "Hey, I think I was really overwhelming." I was like, "No, you don't have to worry. It's okay. I
do
promise
remember.
you're good." Yeah.
I remember sending that text. I do because I agonized over.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
No, you're a very sweet person.
You were also not the first person, like the only person
I'm
I
sure.
did that to that night. I was on one.
It didn't feel like I was the first.
No, I don't remember like if anything had happened. But I do, yeah. I remember going home and because I was super new to comedy. And I remember going home and being like, "Well, I bungled that. That was crazy."
No, you're very sweet. You're very funny. You're lovely.
I've really had to learn how to be less of an oversharer over time.
I did too, I think.
It's really been a practice of like you can't tell everyone everything, and I think it's just like wanting to be seen.
Yeah.
You know what it's like, but
Which is so normal.
I've gotten into some crazy jams by like being like literally on a street corner with a stranger being like, "Yeah, my dad assaulted me."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Girl, I'm going to lunch." Okay.
Well, that's also a traumatic thing that's happening to that
Lunch.
person.
Yeah.
Lunch can
But second part, we have prophecy corner, which is where we ask our guests to describe where they see themselves in 5 years.
Yeah.
Could be
Oh,
silly.
boy.
You can go weird with it. This isn't a serious one.
Well, it is for me.
Okay.
The
Where is Sarah Ruth Brown going?
well, listen. There's where I want to be, and then there's where I think I'm going to be, and I cannot combine them in my mind. You know what I mean?
That's very deep.
I struggle to be a manifester. I want to be so bad, and I cannot do it because I simply don't believe it. In 5 years, I don't know.
Say no more.
I don't know. Like, that's the God's
Will you
honest
have a
truth.
pet?
Where would you like a pet?
Hopefully, I'll also have my cat, Hugh.
Oh my God, Hugh.
I'll still have Hugh.
Hugh is a good cat.
Hugh's my cat, a precious angel. Love her.
It's a girl Hugh.
A girl Hugh. I just love Hugh Grant. I love Hugh Grant. Also have Hugh. I don't know where I'll be living. Genuinely, like New York or LA, or I'd love to live in London. Like, what if I manifested the dream life I'd love
Do
to
it.
have?
Yes.
Okay, in 5 years, I'll be living in London. I'll be successful enough that I'm like consistently working on really good projects with like good directors, but not famous.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my ideal level of fame is like Saoirse Ronan, where I'm just like constantly nominated for Oscars and like people know me, but they don't really care what's going on with
But
me.
you can walk with a hat and you can have a normal day.
And have a normal time. Like I can just get a coffee.
Yeah.
And like occasionally people will be like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
But like it's not going to be
New York.
like George Clooney level.
It's not going to be George Clooney, and the people who are like, "Oh my God," aren't going to be like, "Oh my God, I love you." They're going to be like, "I really respect your work." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. That's a great level.
Yeah,
That's a good level.
That's my dream level. I would love to have like a partner. But if I don't, that's fine too, as long as I like still have my beloved friends. I'd love to live with my mom.
Aw.
That's the truth. I want my mom to move in with me.
That sounds really lovely.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Your mom rules.
My mom's the best.
No, you guys don't understand. She actually really does fucking
No,
rule.
Lucas, she told me to say hi to you specifically because they were hanging out at my last birthday party.
We did.
Stop.
Like one-on-one, and I was like,
She's
"Yeah,
a
I'm doing this podcast."
great hang.
She's
a
an
great
incredible
hang.
She's an incredible hang.
She's so lovely.
She's like the best person in the world. I actually like am so obsessed with her.
makes me
She's
happy.
like the love of my life. And that's partly why I'm like I would be so fine if I never have like a romantic love of my life because I'm so fulfilled by like my mom.
And on that note,
And on that note,
and
where
write that
can the
down.
people find you?
yes, where can they find you?
Oh gosh, on Instagram at Sarah Ruth Brown, no H in Sarah. I'm on TikTok, but I don't know if y'all want to see all that. You know, if you want to book me on anything, email me.
Okay.
SarahRuthBrown.com.
Yeah, actually.
Yes,
Wait, really?
SarahRuthBrown.com.
Yeah, I do have a website.
That's awesome.
But
Nice.
that's mostly for acting. So unless you want to go see my demo reels,
Watch the
totally.
demo reels.
gotta
demo
make a
reels,
website.
you know. I'm
Yeah,
so
you
happy.
wait. Let me make it for you. I'm great at making websites.
Wait, really?
I
Yeah, I'll
just
do
use
it.
Squarespace. I'm very proud of it.
I'm very good at Squarespace. yeah,
proud
Do you
of
know how
that.
to use Wix?
not really.
Okay. I make websites too, but it's annoying, you know. I'm and doing
Oh,
it
I
for
love it.
myself. I'm like, ugh. this
I
is
love
work.
design. I love web design. I love it.
I'm
so
trying
much.
to teach myself like graphic design. Like I'm on Canva a lot recently. doing all this stuff
Canva's
like that.
fun because they just got the templates.
It's fun, and I subscribe to Pro. I'm trying to get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Canva Pro is how I made my poster for my half hour, which is on November 9th. It's the first time I have decided to be like, I'm going to just do a half hour in front of my friends and hope it goes well.
Good.
Hell yeah.
It's prep for my, eventually I'm doing an hour at some point this year. We'll see. So come through November 9th.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Details on Instagram. Linky,
Indeed.
what you got?
Unfortunately, same day. I'm sorry to do this. Same day, I also have my monthly show, First Impressions. We have a new.
Oh, that's rough.
We have a. Yeah, I know.
It's a great lineup, I will say.
It is a great
It
lineup.
looks like
on
a
it?
great show.
Oh, okay. We got Ashton Womack. We got Natalie Rotter-Lateman. We got Isaiah Castillo and John F. O'Donnell.
You know what? I don't know any of those.
That's okay.
They're all very good.
That's so.
They
That's
sound
so.
amazing.
And that's okay. We
sound
we
amazing.
reached out to Edie Olmsted, who did our new poster.
Oh, I love
And
Edie.
my co-host has a new name because he joined SAG and had to choose a new name, and
Yeah.
his new name is insane.
What is his new name?
Rooster. Pat Monahan is now a Rooster.
Rooster
Excuse me?
Monahan?
Rooster Monahan.
Surely there were other choices.
Oh, I'm sure. And he said he's gonna give me a full explanation, but I was in disbelief when I got the text in our group chat. I was like, no, you're doing a bit. He's like, no, I swear I would not lie about this. I genuinely am that. And I was like, God damn, okay. Yeah.
Rooster Monahan.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
God bless
Rooster.
him.
Shout out to Rooster Monahan.
Monahan.
But also, November 15th, you can see me at New York Comedy Fest's Comics to Watch.
Woo!
I'm gonna be performing
we got
there
comics to watch, and
at
I
the
be watching.
stand. We be watching.
Wait, can I plug something else?
Nope.
Yes.
This is
Fine.
just a little funny, but I've got a national commercial coming out. Keep an eye out.
Ooh, for what?
The second one, you all saw the ESPN one.
Yes.
But now there's one coming out for, I don't know, some business.
Okay.
Business.
We love business.
Business solution. So look out for that business.
Yeah. And you should see us on Patreon as well.
Speaking
Hell
of
yeah.
business.
Thank you so much to Sarah Ruth Brown.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You've been amazing, and we will see you very soon.
See you soon.